Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Let's go ahead and begin. It's called Lonely Birthday. I wish you could be here, I said to my boyfriend, Wade. He was clear at Chicago O'Hare, waiting for his connecting flight to DC. We had this night planned for weeks. Tell that to my boss, Cameron, Wade said. He's the one that scheduled the trip. I had no choice. You better get a bonus for this, I said. You take care. I wouldn't whine about it, but it's my birthday. We'd planned a quiet dinner at this nice restaurant, then we'd visit the professional performance of Swan Lake. Wade had majored in dance back in college, before he broke his leg skiing, but he still loved it. Finally, we would return here for drinks, just us. Candlelight, wine, some alone time. The perfect plan, until his boss called this morning. Wade had to leave on a business trip. The person supposed to make the trip had an appendicitis, and they called Wade to take over. I'll make it up to you, Wade said. Some voice spoke in the background. Make sure next weekend is free. That's my flight. I'll call you in a few hours. Wade broke the connection, and I slumped down on a chair, holding a cushion. I would have a quiet night, all right. Just a lot quieter than I had expected. I made a couple of phone calls to reschedule the dinner reservations and the theater tickets, only to discover that Wade had already called them. I poured myself a glass of wine and sat on the deck, pretending to read the news blurbs on my phone. Yup, a real exciting birthday. Wade and I had been boyfriends for 2 years and living together for the last one. We did almost everything together, but last weekend I made a mistake that I think almost destroyed us. I brought up the topic of marriage. I wanted us to be together for the rest of our lives. Wade went very quiet and changed the subject. I wouldn't bring up that topic anytime soon. The doorbell rang. I ignored it. The text came. Let me in. Then someone pounded on my door. Cameron, I know you're in there. If you don't open this door right now. I got up and opened the door. What do you want, Jamal? Surprise, Jamal said. He was my best friend and about as straight as they come. He pushed his way past me and looked around. We need to do a quick makeover. I decided to throw you a party. How did you know I was alone? I said. Jamal paused a moment, then placed his hands on his hips. 25 and already you are losing your memory. You told me on the phone this afternoon. I did not, I said. Yes, you did, Jamal said. I'm not letting you party by yourself tonight, so I brought a few videos and a few friends. I'd rather be alone, I said. Tough, because I'm not letting you, Jamal said. So what if Wade can't make it? The rest of us can. Jamal crossed the room and propped my door open. 3 other friends came in, carrying party platters and pizzas. After them came a couple more carrying bottles of wine. Then more friends, balancing a sheet cake between them. More friends came with pizzas. And more. This time with a shrimp cocktail tray. And then more. With more wine. Everybody began stringing up streamers, lights, and a huge sign that said, Happy Birthday. Jamal, I said, what are you doing? Jamal wrapped an arm around my neck and tapped my cheek a couple of times. My friend, we are going to party in style. A couple more people came in, carrying rotating strobe lights, a small disco ball, and portable stereo systems, the expensive kind that my neighbors would complain about. They set them down in various places around the room, and Jamal pulled out a remote. He clicked it, and they began to play dance music. In no time, my living room looked like a miniature club. I guess my neighbors won't complain, because they walked in bringing more pizzas. My nice, quiet night was turning into a noisy nightmare. Jamal, how many people did you invite? This is a serious party, Jamal said. I didn't invite. I spread the word. Jamal, I said, I'm going to kill you for this. If you do, Jamal said, his eyes twinkling, you'll have to pay the pizza guy. There's more? Relax, my friend, Jamal said. You need to lighten up. Wade wouldn't like this, I said. But Jamal had already opened the door for more guests. My parents walked in, with gifts. "Wade called us and told us you were alone tonight," Mom said, setting the gifts on the table. "And another lighted strobe ball. We couldn't let that happen." "We couldn't have that," Dad said, and he put up another happy birthday sign. "Now, where's the pizza?" Before I could say anything, Wade's mom walked in, bringing a 12-pack of beer. "Hello, everybody. I guess Wade called you too?" "Jamal," I pulled my friend to the side, "Wade called all of you from Chicago to throw me a surprise party?" "I want somebody to love me like that," Jamal said. Within 10 minutes, mine and Wade's apartment was crowded with 30 people. Dance music played, several couples danced, some video played on the big screen, and pizza and wine and beer were everywhere. Many had brought presents, which I set on the counter next to the cake. The cake read, "The Next Big Adventure," and somebody had drawn a male stripper and red frosting on it. Several packs of red birthday candles sat next to it. Somebody had already placed one. It stuck out of the stripper. Guess where? "We brought the ice cream," my grandparents yelled from the door. "Now we can get the party started." They came in, carrying several gallons of the stuff, everything from chocolate chip to rainbow syrup. I went over and hugged them. Jamal received a text, fought a losing battle with his smile, and covered his face with his hand. He pulled out the remote for the stereo systems. The doorbell rang again. "Jamal, who else did you invite?" I said. "Someone to cheer you up," Jamal said. "It's showtime." The door opened. Jamal hit the remote and the music changed to something from a porno. Lots of odd breathing and gasping set to a dance beat. Somebody dimmed the lights. A nurse stood at the door. Not any nurse, but a naughty nurse, complete with a very short skirt slit almost to her waist, garters, fishnet stockings, and 5-inch red stiletto heels. She wore a blonde wig with a little nurse's hat in it and wore heavy makeup that specialized on the eyes and lips. It wasn't a she. "Hello, boys," he said, his voice low and husky. "I understand it's Cameron's birthday." "What kind of party is this?" Grandma said. "Jamal, you have some explaining to do," I said. The naughty nurse walked in, somehow balancing on those shoes. "Where is our birthday boy? There you are. Cameron, I need to," long, dramatic pause, "examine you." Of course, everyone here knew I'm gay. Everyone here knew that Wade and I were in a committed relationship. And everyone screamed or squealed or laughed. "Jamal," I said, "who ordered the stripper?" Jamal didn't say a word. "Jamal," I asked again. "Not me," he said, giggling. "There must be some kind of mistake." Then he grinned. Jamal was lying, I'm sure of it. The nurse strutted over to me, loosening his top a little to show his bright red bra. He swung his stethoscope around. "Somebody needs some." He paused, tossing his hair and posing with his hands on his hips. "Personal attention." "Jamal," I said. Jamal said, giggling, "Nurse, Cameron is all yours." "I know," the nurse said, placing the end of the stethoscope over my heart. "I need to take your temperature, blood pressure, make sure your heart is still beating." The look on Mom's face was either extreme embarrassment or extreme horror. She covered her mouth. Her eyes went as wide as they could. My dad laughed. But, I said, and somebody put a chair into the middle of the floor. The nurse pushed me into it. "I never wanted—" "This heart sounds very serious," the nurse said, and placed the stethoscope over my forehead. "I'm supposed to report my findings to Jamal. Personally." "I'm right here," Jamal said. "What did you find out?" "Cameron's condition is very—" He paused again and shook his head a little. "Serious," the nurse said, unbuttoning another button. "Very, very, very serious." "How serious?" Jamal asked, giggling. "Very, very, very serious," the nurse said, inching closer to me. "There's only one cure." The naughty nurse reached for the remote and pressed a button. Every disco ball, strobe light, or whatever my friends had brought in, all activated. The main light shut off. A wild, loud beat thundered through the apartment. The doorbell rang. The nurse ran his hands along his hips, then sprang them into the air. "We're going to need a doctor." The door opened. Another stripper. He wore a lab coat, green scrubs, a green mask, sunglasses, and a doctor's surgical cap. This guy leaned against the doorframe, head nodding to the rhythm, and he swung a stethoscope around. 911, doctor. The patient is in need of the naughty nurse said. Desperate care. The music boomed, little more than a pounding beat, and a man breathing in time to the music. Ah, baby. Ah, baby. Ah, baby. All my friends screamed. The lights flickered and strobed. The doctor stripper strode into the room, stretching his stethoscope in front of him. Every step, every spin, every gesture, he timed each of his movements to the music. The doctor stripper danced around the room, then danced around me. The lab coat slipped off. He twirled it, then let it fly. The music chanted, "The doctor is in. The doctor is in. He whirled and slowly played with his green top. I am in a committed relationship, but I couldn't stop looking. His hands lifted his shirt higher and higher, exposing his tight navel, then his abs, then his ribs, and finally up to his nipples. The entire chest was shaved smooth. Then the doctor stripper let his shirt slide back to normal. "You better hurry," the naughty nurse said. "Your patient is critical." The doctor stripper danced with the naughty nurse, then made a slow rip starting at the collar of his scrubs, and ripped the shirt open down the middle. "Grandma, don't look," Mom yelled. "I promise. I didn't order this," Jamal yelled, grinning. "Liar," I said. "Jamal must have planned this as soon as he got off the phone with Wade. Wade will kill Jamal." The nurse helped slide the shirt off, leaving the stripper shirtless and way too sexy. The nurse tossed the ripped shirt to Jamal. The doctor danced over to me and pulled me to my feet. He was in total control. He spun me, then dipped me, spanked me, then placed me back in my chair. I fell off, giggling. The stripper helped me back in the chair and massaged my shoulders while gyrating his hips very close to my head. The music said, "Oh God, oh God, oh God." The naughty nurse strutted around the room, his top half open, and he stopped by Grandma. "Would a sexy thing like you care to dance?" He took Grandma for a spin around the room. Dr. Stripper stood in front of me again, his crotch a few feet from my face. To make things worse, he grabbed the sides of his scrubs and pulled. They ripped off. He wore brand new red gym shorts I couldn't take my eyes off of. Gym shorts? Strippers wear bikinis or thongs. I didn't care. All my friends screamed so loud I couldn't hear the music. I had a nearly naked man in my living room just 2 feet from me. What will I tell Wade? The doctor stripper sat on my lap and rocked back and forth, dancing. The heat flooded my face. I couldn't stop grinning. I hope Wade never learned about this, but I think he will know pretty quick, with his mom here, taking pictures. Everybody in the room screamed and laughed. The music changed to some tribal beat, with 2 men making primal grunting sounds in rhythm. God, this was making me horny. Where was Wade when I needed him? Dr. Stripper got up and danced around my chair, gyrated his hips, and played with my hair. He grabbed my shirt and ripped it open. Then he opened it all the way. Everybody took pictures. "Jamal, what do I do?" I squealed, laughing. The stripper sat on my lap, took my left hand, and slid a gold ring on my ring finger. "Wait a minute," I said. I grinned, delightfully suspicious, then looked for the mole on the chest. It was there. The stripper got off me, slid to one knee, and took off the sunglasses and surgical mask. The music stopped, and the entire crowd became silent. "Wade?" I said. "Did you and Jamal plan this?" "Happy birthday," Wade said, and took a deep breath. His grin was the size of mine. "Cameron, will you marry me?" I threw my arms around him and answered with a naughty kiss.